Hola mi gente, ¿cómo están? Yo espero que todos están bien. Bienvenido a mi canal de YouTube. Mi nombre es Fernando Mc.Sheene y yo soy un policía. Yo soy el traductor por la policía aquí en St. Kitts también. Hoy vamos a aprender a saludar a la gente en español. A saludar a la gente. ¿Ok? La tema es saludos y despedidas. ¿Ok? Vamos a empezar. So, this is what I usually do when I'm teaching Spanish. I do a recap of the last lesson. Okay, so if you guys go back on my last video that I uploaded on YouTube, you would see that we learned how to say hello, how to say good morning, how to say good afternoon, and how to say good night. Okay, which is hola, buenos días, buenas tardes, and buenas noches. Okay, so let's dive right into today's lesson. We are gonna learn how to say how are you. Now remember that I said that in Spanish there are two different ways of speaking Spanish. There is the formal and there is the informal. So let us begin. How do you say how are you in Spanish? How do you say how are you in Spanish? Let's start with the informal. Remember I said that informal is when you are speaking to someone your age, someone who you are already acquainted with. So how do you say how are you in Spanish? Informally to a friend, somebody that you already know, is ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Point to note. Whenever you are writing Spanish or whenever you're asking a question in Spanish, always remember to put the upside down question mark in front of the sentence, okay? Because if you just write the question without the upside down question mark, it is grammatically incorrect, okay? So in Spanish, we don't have that, like in English, where the question mark is just at the end. In Spanish, we don't have that. Our question mark is upside down in the beginning of the sentence, and then a normal question mark at the end. So always remember that. So, ¿Cómo estás? Is how you ask a friend, somebody you already know, how are you? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Okay? So, this is also a point to prove. The accente, okay? Remember to escribir, to accente, okay? Accente over the O, accente over the A. Always remember your accents, okay? Spanish has accents, and if you do not write the accents with the word, it is grammatically incorrect. So always remember your accents. So, ¿Cómo estás? Asking a friend, how are you in Spanish? How would we ask somebody who is older than us, somebody who has a high position in society, how are you? How would we say that? ¿Cómo está usted? ¿Cómo está usted? This is the formal way of saying how are you in Spanish. Remember again, the upside down question mark, the accente, and then the normal question mark at the end. So now you know how to say how are you in Spanish both ways, formal and informal. ¿Cómo estás? And ¿Cómo está usted? So when someone asks you ¿Cómo estás? Or ¿Cómo está usted? How do you respond to that person? Okay, so we're gonna go to the different responses that you can give in Spanish when someone asks you ¿Cómo estás? Okay, so someone asks me ¿Cómo estás? I can say estoy bien. Estoy bien. What does estoy bien means? It means that I am fine. I am fine. Estoy bien. Listen to the pronunciation. Estoy bien. I am fine. What if you're having a bad day and you don't want to say I am fine? You say no estoy bien. Estoy bien. No estoy bien. Okay? What if you're having a real bad day? You say estoy mal. Estoy mal. No estoy bien. Estoy mal. This is the next thing to learn about Spanish. Spanish have a lot of expression. You have to know how to express yourself, the facial, everything when you speak in Spanish. You have to know how to express yourself, okay? Good. So, we have estoy bien, no estoy bien, Estoy mal. Okay? What if you're having a day, so-so? How do you say so-so in Spanish? And this is a very important thing, guys. Very important. And this is what I tell all my students. And this is how I know when my students are giving me things from Google Translate. Google Translate is not an app that you should be translating any language in. Google Translate is the most inaccurate Spanish site or any other language site on the net. Never, ever, ever use Google Translate. Okay? For example, if you want to say so-so in Spanish and you type it in Google Translate, they will give you así, así. Así, así is so-so, but in the wrong context. When you want to say something is so-so, meaning like my day was so-so, in Spanish it is más o menos. Más o menos. That is how you say so-so. Another way you can respond when someone asks you ¿Cómo estás? In Spanish is muy bien. Muy bien. What does muy bien mean? It means very good. I am doing very good. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien. Muy bien. Gracias. Okay, to make it sound nice, you can add gracias at the end. We all know that gracias means thank you. So let's try the responses and add gracias at the end. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy muy bien, gracias. Muy bien, gracias. Okay? You thank the person for asking you, how are you doing? To make it sound very polite. Okay, so we're going to move on to another phrase, guys. All of this, as I said, is a part of conversational Spanish. Keeping a conversation with someone in Spanish, okay? So, we just did ¿Cómo estás? Let's move on to another phrase. How do you ask someone, where are you from? Suppose you want to know where someone is from. How do you say? Just like ¿Cómo estás? Where are you from has the formal and the informal. Let's start with the informal. The informal asking someone where are you from is ¿De dónde eres? ¿De dónde eres? Listen to the pronunciation. And this is what I want you guys to practice. Every time you hear me call the phrase, I want you to repeat what I say exactly how I say it. ¿De dónde eres? ¿De dónde eres? Where are you from? And as I said, you use this when you are talking to a friend, someone that you already know, or someone that is around your age. Okay? What if you are meeting someone for the first time and you are trying to be polite and you're trying to be nice to that person and you wanted to show off your Spanish skills? How do you ask someone politely, where are you from? ¿De dónde es? Not eres, but es. ¿De dónde es? This is the formal way of asking someone, where are you from? Let's ask it in a question form now. Okay? ¿De dónde eres? ¿De dónde eres? That's informal. Let's try formal now. ¿De dónde es? ¿De dónde es? Okay? How would someone respond to say I am from wherever? Okay? To say I am from is yo soy de. Not di, but de. The de in Spanish is pronounced as D-A-Y in English. Okay? So to say I am from is yo soy de. Repeat it after me. Yo soy de. So I am from St. Kitts. So if someone asks me ¿De dónde eres? Or ¿De dónde es? I will respond and say yo soy de St. Kitts. If you're from Nevis, yo soy de Nevis. If you're from America, yo soy de America. If you're from Mexico, yo soy de Mexico. If you're from St. Croix, yo soy de St. Croix. Whatever it is, yo soy de. That is how you respond to when someone asks you ¿De dónde eres? Or ¿De dónde es?